Last time on Wanderlust.
Hello, all of you out there in Smoky Banks. The town council is doing its best to return us to a sense of normalcy. We believe we have enough food growing for our town, so the immediate danger has somewhat passed.
Juliet is getting back to her roots, kind of. She's been synthesizing the new flora that we find around us to find out like what chemical compounds are in it that can be used medicinally.
Since the dragon, Autumn has been working a lot with Teti on sealing up the holes to the artists. And if you want before that, I think she was probably working on the, making sure the bugs are doing okay, because they're also, like, members of Smoky Banks that I think are kind of her responsibility.
No, that's fine. And honestly, a large cavernous area would not be a terrible place for the bugs.
I think Estelle has been doing anything she can with the animals that were left in the gardens. So I think she's been working with Maul and whoever else has been going out to find animals that can be domesticated so that we can replace the manatees that or like fish that we had.
So Fred has been spending time obviously making weapons, making tools for whoever needs them around town, but he's also been kind of going around and setting various traps and snares and stuff on the outskirts of town just to catch anything that might get too close and kind of help everyone in town feel a little safer.
Do you spend a lot of your waking time just thinking about going back to Nova Thea?
I miss it at every random little thing.
I'm not probably gonna be in Nova Thea, right? I'm gonna be here, I think, here where the tree is. That's definitely not Nova Thea.
Are you saying that if Smoky Banks moved back to Nova Thea, your tree would stay here? I don't want to go back to Nova Thea permanently, I don't think. But
that's kind of a statement. You don't?
Not permanently. I wouldn't want to walk away from you and Smoky Banks.
All right, I think we're going to start with Juliet and Fred. So, Juliet, you walk into Fred's shop looking for a knife, I guess.
Juliet kind of knocks on the door. Hello?
Hey, Juliet, come on in. What do I owe the pleasure of the visit?
Oh, I know you're really busy with everything, keeping the town safe and all that. I was just hoping that I could place an order, if it's not too much trouble.
I don't know. I mean, this blacksmith shop is... it points around to the nobody that's in the shop right now. I mean, we're pretty busy at the moment. He gives her a smile.
Okay, well, since it's clearly so busy, I was wondering if you could make me a knife? Not for me, as a gift.
Would this be a gift for a certain ne'er-do-well friend of ours?
It would. Can you keep a secret?
What? I mean...
That was a long pause.
I mean, yeah, I can, but it seems like you shouldn't have told me the secret until you're sure I could keep the secret.
Well, I suppose so.
Typically the opposite of how secrets are told, right?
Well, yes.
You don't want to tell someone a secret not knowing if they're going to keep the secret.
Well, yes, but the secret was going to be that I want to surprise her with a birthday party soon. She doesn't really know when her birthday is, but I was considering the day that she came to Smoky Banks to be her new birthday. And I talked to Miranda who checked her in, who first saw her and confirmed the date. And I know that the dates are it's been kind of wonky, so I had to do a lot of math because of all the moons and the sun change and all that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep track of a birthday when we keep changing planets, right?
Right, but I did the best I could, and I wanted to give her a gift, and I was hoping that you had some of the glowy metal. I was thinking maybe a hunting knife that has like a thin strip of the glowing metal on top so that you could use it. You could use it to see in the dark if you needed to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I still got some of that. I also have some of this other metal, the metal that's like really strong and light. I think I could do like a base of that strong metal and then put the glow metal right down the middle. And that'd make a nice one.
That would be perfect. Do you need me to do anything around here while I wait?
I've got an idea. I mean, if you wanna help me make it, just like hand me tools and stuff as I need them. Then we made it together, and that's an even more personal present.
That would be wonderful. Tell me what to do.
So they make a knife.
Okay, so roll me. So Caitlin, this will be you make an aspect, and then Vinny will roll with that aspect. And by that I mean Juliet will make an aspect, and then Fred will roll with said aspect.
I make an aspect of like the
made with love.
like helper or something?
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Okay.
Helping hands. You can name the aspect whatever you want, then Fred can use it for free once.
Dexterous hands?
Did you just say dexterous hands?
Of course I did.
I curse your character sheet every time you have the option to be creative with it. Might as well just have one called good at stuff.
3.
Alright, Vinny, go ahead. You get one free invoke with that aspect, which is a +2.
+2? I mean, might as well use it, right?
Yep.
Use it or lose it?
Yeah, because literally it will not come up again.
Right.
Unless I make it.
It's how we're going to beat the final boss now.
That is an 8.
Alright, so, describe how, like, the two of you together, kind of give me all the details you want. Is there something inscribed in it? What does it look like?
Dang, an 8? This thing is gonna be freaking magical is what I'm hearing.
Right? Well, I mean, it's my skill in crafting is +5. I rolled a +1, +2 aspect.
Dang. Gosh, I was just gonna make a knife, but with a +8, I could make, like a godlike weapon.
I think it is, by the latter, that is a legendary weapon.
Yeah, right.
Oh, do we have it where it's on like a string? Because she had that like weapon before, right? Where she would like throw the knife on a string and then pull it back.
Oh, it was not on a string.
Oh, it wasn't on a string. Okay.
It was magnetic. Yeah. No, but it did come back to her. Yeah. I like that a lot. I would say that it's got the glowiness.
Yeah, the heat glow metal, according to my notes, does have iron and nickel in it, which are magnetic, so...
Okay, perfect. I was going to, like, carve a tree or find somebody who can, like, imprint a tree in the hilt. Like a... I don't know.
I think with an 8,
thing.
it's inlaid. It's like a different metal that's inlaid in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, we inlay that also with the heat metal.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, when it heats up, there's literally a glowing tree in it, yeah. Congratulations on your straight-up lightsaber.
It's in the hilt, though. A lightsaber wouldn't be in the hilt.
That's fair.
But it's, yeah, I guess it's got a glowy bit through the middle. I gotta make this thing cooler for an 8. I don't know anything about knives.
Caitlin, what kind of fantasy nerd are you when you get asked to describe a cool knife and you choke?
I was expecting a knife that was sentimental.
Just look at your wall. Aren't there swords? Oh, you took the swords down, didn't you? Because,
No, we have swords on our walls. My kids don't know there's swords.
No. But this world isn't, like, straight up magical in the same way as other things, though, you know?
Zach does have a little foam sword now. Alright, so you have this beautiful ornate knife with a tree carved in it. It's very beautiful. And glowing still from the heat of the forge.
And it can come back to you if you throw it.
It's magnetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be clear there, Maul has the ability to pull things that are magnetic towards her, and she did that with her knife.
I see. Okay.
It was not the knife that was special. In that case, it was Maul.
Okay. I mean, she is special, but not because of the magneticness.
So you and Fred are sitting there looking at that knife cool on the anvil, after he's doing all the finishing touches, maybe the last little bit of grinding, put a razor's edge on it, and it flies off the anvil across the room to the door. And you turn and look and see Lance standing there. Well, this is quite beautiful. How much would you like for it?
It's not for sale.
I don't think I was asking you, Juliet, unless you've picked up a new hobby.
Fred was making it for me.
Fred? I'm guessing I can pay more.
I mean, that was a commission for Juliet here. I can make you something as well if you need something made. But this one here is already spoken for.
All right. And he walks over and hands the knife back to you, Juliet. When he walks in, two soldiers walk in behind him. They're in full armor with helmets on, And
this is his people, not Matthew's people, right?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Yes. No, I mean, all being a pain aside, yes, I'm not going to steal your knife. And Fred, I would not hate having you make some stuff for me. I've seen your craftsmanship, and it is quite excellent. And of course, I'd be willing to pay if there's anything you're interested in. I know that at times we can seem a little bit advanced compared to you guys, but, that isn't to say that you make nothing of interest to us. You definitely make food better than us.
I mean, what kind of stuff do you have in mind?
Not going to say no to a pretty cool knife or something, although a little bit longer, a little bit of a thicker blade, maybe only sharp on one side. Call it 14 inches long. I wouldn't mind a covered handle. Something functional that could hack through trees and limbs. That'd be great.
I mean, as long as you're not going to hack through my limbs.
You know my answer. As long as you give me no reason to hack through your limbs, I will continue not hacking through your limbs.
What constitutes a reason?
Stabbing me or shooting me would be really good reasons. Generally attacking me, threatening my people, those kinds of reasons.
Okay.
So, what do you want from me? I imagine you want to trade. You're not just going to give it to me. Unless, I'm not going to complain if you do.
Does Fred want to advance his laser mirror thing?
Or get the magnetic ability.
Oh, yeah. Assuming she got that from Lance, yeah.
She got that from Lance.
Oh, yeah, because Lance pulled it to him.
I was thinking of something along those same lines. I like that idea. Well, that ability you've got there where you can pull pieces of metal, like you pulled the knife there, that's pretty neat. Is that something that you could make for someone else?
Oh, this? And he pulls the knife back into his hand and just starts throwing it against the wall, but before it hits, he pulls it back to his hand and just keeps doing that, throwing it and just drawing it back, throwing it, drawing it back. Maybe, but I'll warn you, if there was ever a piece of technology, potentially dangerous piece of technology, that I semi-frequently use, and I am guessing Maul still enjoys, this one causes the most bodily injury to the user, because if you don't have fast hands, you just get stabbed.
You mean dexterous hands, one might say?
Yeah, I could see how that might be a problem.
It depends if you're always pulling a knife. If you're pulling something else, then it might not be a problem.
Yeah, but if I'm pulling a hammer back to myself, I might just get clocked in the head.
That does seem a risk.
I've seen it happen.
Juliet reaches for the knife, by the way.
He flips it over and hands it, the hilt to you, and takes his hand away from it. But sure, all right. One magnetic gauntlet for one truly excellent dagger seems like a fair trade. Just as fair as the trade that I made with the rest of Smoky Banks for some food, which is why I'm here. I have to check on my order as it was, talk to your council, make sure everything's still happy for all of us. I hope it is.
How is food doing at your town?
bad, Juliet. It's doing bad, which is why I made my deal with the young Matthew and Juliet and
Willow,
with the young Matthew and Willow.
Is there something that could be done at your town? Just so you don't have to trek all this way?
I don't mind the trek.
I just feel like some more efficient improvements could be made to your food production.
It's a work in progress, Juliet. It's a work in progress. For now, I just need the food, so no more of us starve.
A good goal.
I think so. I think it's a great goal. And I guess also to get some very nice daggers from an artist like Fred.
I think I'll be going. Thank you, Fred. It's beautiful.
I'm glad it worked out so well.
As you turn to leave, he goes, I hope she enjoys the gift, but I don't know that a knife is what she needs. Could end up in your back. And then he turns and walks away.
Cody, between arcs, you guys aren't giving... Zach, you're not giving Lance enough credit. He's not as evil as you feel like he is.
Says everything so sinisterly.
Just me.
Right, like, Cody, like, listeners, I want you to know, Cody has spent hours berating me for how I treat Lance, that he is not as terrible as I immediately think he is. And then just replay this last scene.
I didn't say that Lance is charming. I said he's not necessarily vicious. There's a difference.
Juliet thoroughly scrubs that knife.
All right, I guess Fred gets to crafting a sword.
It's like a machete, right? Essentially?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Actually, before he leaves, though, Lance goes over to one of his troops and just, like, grabs his arm and pops a gauntlet off of it, and underneath of it you see, like, a gloved, like, hand, you know? So he just, like, pops the armor off of him, and underneath there's, you know, like a, whatever you see, like, Iron Man wear under his suits, one of those arms, you know, sticking out where the gauntlet used to be, and he just, like, throws it on the table in front of you and goes, just do this, and he, like, opens his hand, but it'll pull something towards it, so mean it when you do it.
Can it only pull metals?
Anything magnetic, yeah. So I think that would be... Cody here is showing that he does not know if there are... Everything magnetic is metallic, right? Like there aren't...
I know iron and nickel both are. I think there's other things.
What do you mean non-metallic things? I don't know of any.
Yeah. It would have to be made of magnetic metal. Zach over here, Fury Googling.
I'm also looking.
I can just hear it. I can hear it and see it on your face when you're clickety-clacking to fact-check something.
Magnetic materials are always made of metal.
Okay, that's what I thought, so yes.
I wasn't... That one was less like fact-checking you and more I'm like, I just don't know and was curious.
Lifelong learning.
I feel like I'm not as smart as a third grader moment there, like... I think so. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I'm not 100%.
I had a moment where I was like, is there some like random fish that's technically magnetic or something? You know what I mean?
Well, I think sort of, yes, but that's because of probably a presence of iron or nickel in them that they can feel.
Well, so there are some created like what are called plastic metals, but they're very rare and mostly just research. And then also like everything has or not everything, but some materials have like a dipole where they're slightly magnetic to some extent, but on very small scales. Anyway.
Tangent aside.
Lance doesn't care about nuance.
Oh, do I need to roll for making knife or no? Making sword?
Make him a bad one.
Yes. Go ahead and do the roll really quick, and then we'll handle it later when he comes back to pick it up. Not
nearly as good as Maul's knife. Is a 4.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Me, the GM, just realized something that I gave you.
Yeah, you gave me an upgrade that I wasn't expecting. I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna metagame here. So, Juliet, continuing on with your big day, you said you wanted to try to find Reuben to talk to him about the council.
Yeah.
Where would you like to try to find Reuben?
My instinct was the lighthouse, but he doesn't have anything to watch in the same way because it is no longer an ocean.
That's true, but he might still just be a weirdo.
He could. I think she would go check there. If he's not there, she might go to the gardens, but she'll go to the lighthouse first.
I guess this is a chance of you get to decide where you want to have this scene. So where would you like to have this scene?
I'll do it at the lighthouse.
Okay. All right, so you get to the lighthouse. The light is still lit, but it's no longer spinning. It's just like statically pointing in directions.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
She knocks on the door.
You knock, 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 and there is no answer.
She gently tries the door. Is it locked?
It creaks slowly open, the hinges having kind of changed and warped from the sudden change in humidity and distance from salt water. Inside, it's very dark. Down here, electricity is far more limited now, and there aren't a lot of torches, but there are still just piles of books everywhere, and like you can see a like trail of smoke leading up from where there's still just like a lit cigarette sitting in an ashtray, but it is empty.
She's gonna go around to see if he's somewhere nearby, seeing as there's a lit cigarette. She'll probably accidentally knock over a stack of books, and then if she cannot find him here, she will put out that cigarette, because that's a fire hazard waiting to happen.
As you kind of clamber around and knock over books and then, like, put out the cigarette, you hear a shout from, like, kind of pretty high above you, down, like, a long flight of stairs. I was saving that for later.
Oh, sorry. She, like, rummages around for matches.
No, it's fine. Just come up and we will discuss whatever you are here to discuss.
She takes the ashtray with the cigarette with her and carries it up. Hi! And she, like, offers it as an offering to him. I don't have matches on me right now, for which I'm very sorry. I was trying to protect all of your research and your books, because I would hate to see them go up in flames.
Reuben is a person who, like, already looked kind of rough around the edges. Like, when you first met him, he had, like, crazy hair, beard, long fingernails, just, like, constantly hooked fingers ready for a cigarette, and was, like, drinking coffee and staring bloodshot eyes at books all the time. He was a weird guy to start with.
And the C. Don't forget the C.
And the C. He has gotten worse. He is both more skinny and, like, his skin seems looser. His eye is a little bit more wild as he, like, takes the crinkled cigarette and sticks it in the lantern in the lighthouse and pulls it down lit and goes, "There are a limited number of cigarettes left before we are out."
I hope that this one can continue on.
It cannot, and that is itself the tragedy.
How have you been doing with the change? And she kind of gestures toward the Nazi.
Would not describe myself as a over-abuser of substances. However, the lack of caffeine and nicotine now present in my life for the first time, I have found disturbing. How are you?
Well, I haven't been dealing with that particularly, but I think in a more general sense about the same. Disturbed, I think, is a good word.
Would you like a cigarette?
No,
Good. He puts it back in his pocket.
I wouldn't want to take from your limited supply.
What can I do for you?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about, do you remember the the poetry reading that Willow brought me to. I've been thinking a lot about that and your poem and the bit about the horror of potential or the promise of growth sequential. And I think the horror of potential, everyone's feeling that really strongly right now. And I think I want to focus more on the growth sequential. And to do that, I have a somewhat limited skill set. I do biochemistry, which not everybody can do, but I am also very good at making lists and organizing things. And I wanted to offer my services to do that for the council.
That was, and I say this with a certain degree of affection, the weirdest way to ask for a job I have ever experienced in my life.
Thank you.
But you quoted my poem, and I appreciate that. Also, I am not taking notes well. I do not like to in the council. So...
And I love taking notes.
That's great. People don't like reading my notes. They say they are illegible, and... He just kind of stares off, still smoking, just staring off into space. Scatterbrained. So, you're hired, and it is good timing as we have a meeting coming up today.
Oh, perfect. What time? You don't have to actually make up a time, but...
He, looks up at the sun and goes, when the sun's more like there, and points higher up in the sky, I think then. So, you are hired, and given the substance of said meeting, it might not be terrible for you and your compatriots to be in attendance.
Oh, everybody?
Yes, you and Estelle and Autumn and Fred.
Okay, I can let them know. Is that the whole council agrees on that?
Well, let's just go with yes. I think that I'm given this much bandwidth. You're not going to be voting, but you can be there. They're public meetings.
All right.
And this one happens to be with Lance, who I believe you have and he kind of gestures at all of you, a history with.
That's one word for it, yeah. Yes. All right, well, that works fine. Coup doesn't mean not organized, so I will be happy to organize it. Not organize it. Organize the notes. Post coup.
You're very hung up on the word coup.
Oh, you're a poet. Sometimes words get stuck in your brain, and you can't shake them out.
I find just saying it over and over and over, coup, coup, coup. Now it just sounds like a little bird.
Maybe that'll help.
Probably not. On your way.
Thank you, Ruben.
Is there anything anyone wants to do before you all sit through a council meeting with Lance?
Kill Lance. I am good.
Okay, Fred, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so I'll say that, Juliet passed along whatever information and has informed all of you to meet at the council chambers when the sun is higher in the sky.
There, in the sky.
So, when all of you arrive, the council is already all sitting up there, which I believe, going through the list, is Ruben, Aurora, Willow. Oh my gosh. Ruben, Aurora, Willow. Matthew. And then, is there one other person that I'm missing?
I don't think you are, but I had suggested there should be a fifth person at some point because who's going to break a tie?
Oh!
I was going to say, I think we had talked about Honey.
Oh, it was Honey. That was the other one, yeah. So, the five of them are sitting up there, Willow in the center. Matthew is kind of reclined back and currently talking to Lance. When you get in, they are like kind of like laughing a little bit as they sit there and chat. But other people from the town are kind of like filtering in. The like council is like there's like a main table up at the front, and then there's a center area where someone can like sit and address them, like talk on what used to be a microphone, now probably not anymore. You just have to speak loudly. At that center table, you see the 2 guards that Lance brought with him still just kind of sitting there impassively, like fully decked out, except one of them missing one glove and just has like the suit underneath. Is there any checking or anything you guys want to do before the meeting actually starts?
Can I try to get like a vibe of the council?
Yes, you can make me a vibe of the council check.
Vibe check.
Would empathy work for that?
Sure would.
+1.
You can either get an extremely vague answer for everybody or a mediocre answer for one person.
Give me a vibe check on Willow. Autumn would be pretending she's not trying to look at her, but you know.
Well, I think what I'll give you for a vibe check is you didn't hear about this meeting from Willow.
Fair.
And Juliet didn't hear about it from Willow either.
Ouch.
She heard about it after she asked someone, and then from Ruben.
You know, with a +1, I feel like Autumn doesn't know what to read into it, whether it's like, were we not invited to the meeting, or am I just not talking to Willow? It could be either. It could be both.
Yeah, I would say that's a fair read of a +1 on that. That's all you get for that. Anyone else got anything that they want to do?
Who did Estelle hear about the meeting from?
I would say from Juliet. And
Not from
Juliet heard
Matthew?
about it from Ruben. Oh, interesting question. Matthew didn't tell you, but you also just haven't seen Matthew recently. Not in any kind of like lingering hostility way. He doesn't live with you and he is very busy.
Okay. I want to do a danger sense check.
That's good. That's a good check to do.
Oh, interesting check. Yeah. Do you have to spend a fate point on that, or is that an ability for you?
That's an ability, and that's a +4.
You get weird vibes off of the guards.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you're just going with, like, if this is, like, your ability to look at a room and go, like, I can tell who's dangerous, right? It's, like, there's obvious answers here of, like, Matthew, Lance himself. And then you, like, look at these 2 guards who are just, like, sitting stock still in full armor in the middle of, like, a boardroom, basically. Like, Lance is dangerous, but he's, like, casually talking to Matthew, who is also casually talking. And then there's 2, like, weird Halo statues just, like...
Stoic, yeah.
It's the mob boss kind of thing, you know, the mob boss is talking where it's like, oh, he's scary, but he's also talking where the guys behind him are just like holding guns.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that vibe, yeah. What'd you get, a +4?
Yeah, +4.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a fair answer for a +4.
Okay. I think Estelle would have gone up to Matthew to just give like a quick hey. Also say hi to Lance. How many people are in this room?
There would be like, this is like a city hall meeting.
Okay,
so
yeah. So there's a lot of people.
There's other people around, but these are not like well attended, you know?
Yeah, but it's not like just
Seats.
No. There's people in the stand, like in the common area.
Okay, yeah. If it's not weird, then she would go and, say hi to Matthew. She would say hi to Lance since he's talking to him. I think she would address the people with him and just say, like, nice to meet you guys.
They don't move or say a word.
Okay.
Like, and when I say that, I mean, you like walk up to them and you go, nice to meet you guys. And they are staring straight forward, doing nothing. And then like Lance turns to look at them. And when he does, like almost as one motion, they turn to look at him. And he goes, their job is to make sure I don't die. And that is it. They're not it's nothing personal. They're just not friendly. That's not what they're trained to do. It's not anything mean. You know what I mean?
I didn't take offense.
All right.
I don't know if you've noticed, Lance. Generally, I know we're pretty against whatever else is out there, but we're not gonna not say hi to someone.
No, I get it. I get it. That's why I just wanted to they're not being rude either. It's just a thing. They're, they have a job, they do their job, and that's it.
Got it. And with that, Estelle will go, I'm gonna assume that Mitchell is there too, and she's gonna go sit by Mitchell. She was just kind of sizing them up.
Yep. All right. Anyone else?
I'd like to vibe check again.
All right. So Willow kind of taps she just has a rock on a board.
Do we have megaphones now?
I don't want to break up any conversations, but I do think it's time for this meeting to get started. As formal as it needs to be, this is really just a chance for us to publicly discuss with our new neighbors Lance's settlement, to talk about the deal that was made, ensure that we are all comfortable with it, and discuss any further issues that might pertain to our two communities moving forward. We hope it's going to be a civil discussion. We see no reason why it wouldn't, but obviously the town is welcome to jump in, ask questions, raise concerns as they see fit. Just raise your hand, don't all start yelling at once, we'll call on you, it'll be fine. But for now, I would like to let Lance kind of address what is going on in his neck of the woods, as it were. She sits down and Lance stands. Thank you for that. First off, I just want to say how grateful I am to have worked with all of you. I know that the way things started between us are odd. Specifically, that we were not on good terms. But, I would be dead if it wasn't for Juliet. And, me and Maul did some bad things to each other in the past, but we're all in a really bad circumstance now and just have to do our best. We're near each other, and I don't think either of us can really afford to actually have any kind of conflict. So let's just, not, and learn how to live near each other, right? But, that being said, it is no secret that the people that I live with and work with, we're very much out of food. It's a real risk that we all face out here, and thanks to all of you industrious people, that seems to not be something that we are forced to lose a great deal of sleep over anymore. So I am grateful that that deal exists moving forward. We're ready to take our first shipment now. We have vehicles parked outside of town, so thank all of you for saving a huge number of people's lives who would have otherwise died of starvation. Truly, I actually mean that. That being said, things are odd in this place, and specifically, I want to talk to you about some recent sightings of some less than savory creatures out in the woods. Now, we've all had various run-ins with animals, and I think we all those animals might be strange to all of us, different from what we're used to seeing at home. But recently, we've been having some scuffles with things that are using tools. I mean, not like the mirror lasers that you have or anything like we have, but knives, swords, bows and arrows, spears. There is something else out there that is capable of doing a great deal of harm. I haven't had any good confirmed sightings from anyone that I can trust yet. Just attacks on my own scouting parties, and we've just kind of had to deal with trying to piece that together with what remains of bodies when we've found them. But there's something worse out there. And then from a environmental standpoint, we've been having issues with blighting around our woods, that seems to be a significant amount of death in plant life, which for us doesn't really matter, but for all of you might. So I just wanted to make you aware of the information that I have and answer any questions that all of you might have about that.
I don't think he can see you.
Willow just kind of like looks down at you and just goes, Autumn, yes.
How have you not confirmed the sightings with your scouting parties if they're so technologically inferior to all of us?
That's a good question. I don't have, like, eyes necessarily on every one of my scouting parties that I can see exactly what they see. You know, you get a report back of what was literally described to me at one point as a flying gorilla with swords for hands throwing fireballs, and I assume that the person was afraid and not accurate, but something is tearing through metal, which means the cuts are not commensurate with fangs or claws. They are with knives. So, and we've found arrows, so that's how we know that much. But no, I'm not trying to flex here on like, oh, we're some scary future force. What I mean is that like these things are dangerous for us. they're not a joke or something to be taken lightly, is all I mean to try to get across.
Sorry, the follow-up question I had just flew out of my mind as soon as you stopped talking. Have a lot of your scouting parties died to these things?
We have had a number of casualties.
Is a number a lot?
Yes. Let's go with yes.
I'm not like I'm not trying to pry. I'm trying to figure out how prepared we need to be. Like, is it like one guy or is it like 30? You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is if you're going out in the woods by yourself, be prepared to run into things that are intelligent.
Have you had any conversations with them? Not you personally, but have your people had any communication with them?
Lance kind of like turns back and looks at his two guards that like in unison stare at him, and he just goes, no.
Juliet jots it down.
Have they attacked your settlement at all, or no? Well, I guess you haven't had trustworthy reports, so I'd say that's probably a no.
It's a maybe. That is a concern that we are currently looking for solutions to.
Can I get a empathy check on him, or a vibe check to see, like...
You can try to intuit something from him, yeah.
That one was very cocked. Ooh, that's better than last time. A 4.
And you're trying to be empathetic. I will say you can ask questions about how he is feeling. I'll give you 2 that I will answer very honestly.
This is like Zach asking, not Autumn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make clear.
You're the player intuiting this from body language, from his face, from what he's saying, yeah. You're not asking this aloud in a meeting.
How scared does he seem of this?
It's not exactly like how scared so much as it is like a resigned, here's yet another drop in a very deep, full bucket of bad things that have happened. And it just it's like if you have a 55-gallon bucket and then you dump another 55-gallon bucket on it, is it that much worse, or is it already still just so much water? You know what I mean? He is a person who has been so underwater that it's like it's all consuming all the time, and this is just the next thing that is consuming. I will say there's maybe a little bit of like bittersweetness of like he has been starving and now isn't, and now there's weird other things coming and scraping at his walls.
His new problems to deal with.
Yeah.
Does he seem to be pretty forthright?
No.
Like, how much is he holding back?
He is holding back so much. Everything he says seems to be somewhat duplicitous, yeah. I wouldn't say you feel like he is directly lied, but he is certainly not giving you 100% candid answers.
Okay.
How close have these interactions been between around our settlement and yours?
He looks at you and goes, I brought guards for the road for a reason. I say road for the trek back home for a reason.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's still a trek. Are these happening closer to yours, closer to ours, somewhere in the middle?
I would say closer to mine since you haven't directly experienced them yet. But I would be concerned if I were all of you.
Oh.
Which is why I'm telling you. That's not a threat. That's just,
No, I understand. It's just good to get an idea of where this is happening.
I guess then my question for you, have you noticed any odd things in your own environment? Anything worth reporting in that way?
Would Maul have told me anything that is odd or unique?
Yeah, I mean, technically you know about the mushrooms from last time, weird mushrooms.
Oh, yeah, that there's like fields of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've noticed more flora. Not really so much fauna, though. That is new and concerning.
What flora?
Mushrooms? Have you noticed any odd mushroom patterns?
Yes.
I could go into more detail, but most people stop listening when I do.
No, that's fine. I would love to see a sample of those. We can all stop by. We'll take a look.
I will say, Lance, for other intelligent beings, we have sealed off the lower levels of the cave.
Oh, that's good. That's a good thing, yeah. One threat's enough, I think.
Yeah, and they're more threat than I ever want to deal with again.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly.
That is fully sealed up, right? As far as...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I remembered, like, it being done.
No. Relatively easy thing for builder beetles to do.
I figured, it would have been a very bad problem.
I mean, there is still the giant worm above everything, just kind of staring at the sky, I guess.
He seems stable.
I would agree.
I guess unstable, but he's not moving, so, if he decides to crash down on you guys, I guess we'll find out when we stop trading. Are there resources from us that you need? Right now, I think we're good for food for the short term, but I would not like to close that door forever. I'm sure we'll need more food again.
Is there anything that the town is actually needing, Cody? Like, I don't...
Ooh.
I can imagine there's some medical stuff that Juliet has not been able to make.
That is probably true. Although you actually do have, like, a antibiotic that you're making from...
I figured we have antibiotics and we have anesthetics.
Yeah.
And that covers a lot, but it's not everything.
That's true.
We wouldn't have cloth, would we?
Not making more of it unless you wanted to dedicate a huge amount of stuff to making fibers from, like, flax or something.
We could now, though, because we have fuzzy cow goats.
You could make wool. Yeah, you could make some kind of wool from them, probably. Or leather.
I think our biggest concern, this is me talking out of game, is power. Wouldn't it be?
Certainly that would be something you guys would be lacking in right now. Yeah.
Well, how did we get power before? Weren't we solar powered?
I think we had wind and solar.
It was a combination of those things, but you're probably not in the same solar patterns that you were. And also, I think that technically you guys had moon power, because that's how your lasers worked. Now, that is some high caliber BS, but that's okay.
Since moons reflect the sun.
Also, the light is a wildly different color now, and that might impact your guys' ability to generate power.
I can imagine our solar panels collected certain wavelengths that were really present from the two suns that we had before.
Yeah.
And are maybe less strong now from a single sun that we have now.
Single, not purple sun, yeah.
Well, we had a blue and a red sun. Yeah. So I assume they're functioning at lower than maximum capacity.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't know if that's how that would actually work in real life. Zach, don't even Google with your little Google fingers, because we're going to say it is.
I mean, if I understand anything about light, which I don't, different colors are different wavelengths. Having a different colored sun would mean we're getting a different wavelength. Like the Earth being yellow versus our sun being yellow versus being a red star means we would be getting different wavelengths from it. So you saying that wavelength difference would matter makes sense, especially if we have a yellow sun now.
I'm good at world building.
It makes sense in my head. I don't know if
I'm
that's
good at world building for Zach.
Well, because like I don't know how like ultraviolet works with that. You know, because like
We don't got to get into it.
no, now we're into it. Now we're into it because solar panels get UV rays, which is not the color of the sun.
We don't have to get into it.
They do.
I was just saying we had different suns. Now we have a different sun. It doesn't collect the exact same rays as efficiently as before. I would say we should request some more specific medical things. Power-wise, I don't know what we could request from them. I don't know, generators, yeah.
Or if we could ask for something that we couldn't fabricate that could like filter the wavelength of the light to give us more power.
Generators. I can take that request back to engineers that I work with and see what they say. What would you be willing to offer for it?
What do you want?
That's a great question. I don't know. He kind of stares.
We could make, if we were able to travel back to your town, we could make your food production more efficient. We've gotten quite good at it here, and I think it would be better for everyone if your production were able to increase at home.
I don't think revealing the location of our settlement was something that I would like to offer necessarily.
So you blindfold us to get there? I don't see how that's going to be a problem.
I don't want to...
Do you want food for your town or not?
I'm getting food for my town. I don't know that I want guests in my town. I understand maybe that's a little bit of a double standard. I get it. But, hey, I have trust issues. Can just leave it at that.
Can't imagine why.
Neither could I.
Okay, but at some point, it could be beneficial for everyone. I mean, we're doing okay here, but I don't know what kind of stuff you guys have that could actually help with, I don't know, either animal domestication or helping the plants that we do have grow. We want to provide food for 2 locations, and if you all supposedly have the tech to do that, I don't know what we're looking for so much as we'll know it when we understand what you have.
I think I would rather be given a specific need, and then you can tell me what you have to offer. Right now, food is a good one. I don't want to take so much that all of you starve, because then there will be no one left to make me more food when I need it. So,
which is why I think having an independent supply line would be good for you.
I'd be willing to take notes on how to plant seeds, but...
Hey, Cody, I have a question out of character.
Sure.
Would Willow know the location based on radio waves?
Willow could try to determine it, but Lance right now does not feel like you guys know where he lives.
I wanted to know if we knew before I brought that up, like saying just we know.
Radio direction finding. I'm so excited. It's the Phoenix Island group.
Also, other question. Maul knows the general direction they're in, though.
No, not at all.
No.
I thought she did because she found them in the wilderness.
We're in a new spot, though.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
Do we keep moving?
She hasn't found them since we all moved to the new place.
No, she has. She found the lizard with the bullet hole in it.
That wasn't at Lance's place. That was just the lizard ran across, Lance's people ran across the lizard.
Okay,
and
what I'm
Mel
saying.
ran across the lizard in the wilderness.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're getting at, Zach. No, she does not know exactly where they are. She might be able to give you an area where they have been, which is different.
Right, what I'm saying is, if we're working out in, circular patterns, I
guess if you're triangulating.
Well, if we're going out a certain distance from the town, that makes, a radius around the town.
Okay.
If they're doing the same thing, that there's an overlap there.
I see. Okay.
So we know a general direction they are.
Yeah.
Not where they are.
Let me put it to you this way. In terms of the game, finding Lance's settlement is going to be difficult one way or the other. Either you can try to stalk him, you can try to sweet talk him, you can try to use radio triangulation, but either way, it is not going to be readily given to you.
That's fine. That's fine. I was just checking where we were at with the different things.
He does not think you know it. You do not immediately know it. That does not mean it is unfindable.
Are we still in radio communication with him, by the way? Like, is that a thing that's going on?
Yeah. I mean, not you, but Willow is, yes.
I guess I foresee a time in which Smoky Banks, as small as we are, is not able to sustain 2 settlements if they're not both working at closer to full capacity. And I think that at some point, I understand that you don't trust us, but if we're going to be neighbors and you're going to be relying on us for food, I think having your own supply is going to become a necessity. Can I roll genuine?
Yes.
That is a 2.
Also, there's the possibility that we end up moving away from each other unintentionally. We don't know how this works and how long we're going to be around. I'm helping Juliet.
That's a good aspect. That's a real good aspect.
Roll that. Those are 2 good arguments.
So I got a +2. What would that give me? Another +2?
Assuming she rolls well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What are you rolling with, Estelle?
I don't know. What would that be?
Smarts.
That was a logical argument if you do have...
Good logic.
Danger sense?
Yeah, honestly, I'll give it to you on this one. It's indicating a potential danger, yeah.
Use risk analysis, yeah.
It was a +2.
Okay, so I'll say that's a total of a +4. He looks at both of you and glances back at both of his guards and sighs. I am aware of the merits of this argument. I'm not saying no forever. I'm saying for right now, I am the only person who has really met you guys. Well, me and the people that were down in the, the wormhole with that thing. And he points up at the giant dragon head still floating above your town. And that kind of didn't go great. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. But I'm not the only person that makes decisions for the settlement that I am from.
What's your town's name, by the way? For the notes. She holds up her notebook.
Also, we saved your life. And your team's life.
Again, I'm not saying that you didn't. You misunderstand. What I'm saying is that I'm not the ultimate arbitrator of what does and doesn't happen with my group of people. And to answer your question, we don't really have a name anymore. We were Outpost Echo 72. You know what? You can call us Echo. How about that?
Juliet nods and writes it down.
We have a lot of letter and then number distinctions. It's not E72 doesn't, you know what I mean? Anyways, we weren't a tourist town. My point is, I don't get to make all of the decisions for Echo, right? There's other people involved. They haven't met you. They trust you less than I do. And I don't trust you guys totally. So, it's baby steps.
How can we build up trust if you won't let us meet them?
That's a great question for you to ask them when they decide they trust you enough to meet you. But for right now, you get to deal with me. And I understand the merits of your argument and also have been instructed that my answer is no. So, I am sorry. I agree with the merits of it. But for now, some distance does seem like it has some merit. It doesn't, honestly, and I'm trying really hard not to bring stuff up. Maul being here really doesn't help, alright? She didn't exactly leave on good terms, and I know that's a two-way street. I'm not saying it isn't, but I look at it as way more of a two-way street than everyone else back where I'm from, particularly the dead ones, and the ones that liked the dead ones. So, that's it's a hard pill to swallow.
Well, hopefully this food goes a long way.
Hopefully it does, because Lord knows we need it.
I don't think I have anything else.
I don't.
Willow stands up and goes, any other new business for the town that anyone wants to bring up? Comments, questions, concerns for the new council? That's not the right voice, is it? No, that's the right voice. It's not.
A little more radio.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm not taking the whole line again. I'm acknowledging I did the line bad.
Depending on how far along this is, since Maul and Estelle brought back the Spiralics, Estelle will give an update on how that's going and
Domestication.
yeah, and how we're doing with that in terms of making that into food-related animals.
Cool. I will say when you start talking about it, you can see that Mitchell is, like, visibly excited and, like, has enjoyed helping, you know, raise Spiralics. I think probably with those, what is having to happen is there's not really a good way to bring their natural habitat into Smoky Banks, so instead it's more like cultivating a herd near Smoky Banks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they live in the forest, why take them out? Just let them keep living there, but it's more like setting up feeding areas for them, setting up, like, sleeping areas for them, warding off predators, to just basically let them cultivate their own herd that just lives really close to you.
Yeah, I think probably what it, like, originally we had that, like, small family that we found, and we were trying to see if there is, like, a secondary food situation from them, you know, seeing if they have, like, if they produce milk or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide if that is something that we also have from them, but otherwise, yeah, as soon as we kind of had an idea of how they work, then yeah, we started establishing the herd right outside of the
I think
town.
certainly you could. I mean, this is like a little gross, whatever. Like, you can basically milk any mammal. It's just different ones are better than others. But I think it would be like a feasible thing to try to do. It would probably be more like a goat milking situation and less like a cow milking situation. You're probably not getting as much as you might from like a milk cow. Also, I think because milk cows are probably like genetic freaks of nature that were bred into existence rather than existing naturally.
Yeah, but it, you know, at some point
helps.
you're trying. Whatever.
Yeah, any little bit helps. If you have a lot of them and you're, you know.
Spiralics cheese. Spees, if you will.
I won't.
It's pretty bad.
I imagine it. All I can think of is like spray can cheese.
It comes out in a spiral.
You know, it probably would be more of like an easy cheese consistency because you're probably not making hard cheeses because that would require aging. So you probably are making like...
fresh wet cheese.
Yeah, like mozzarellas, basically.
Yep.
I mean, we might be making, like, aging cheese for the fact that it's, like, if we have a surplus of food, like, making an aging cheese is a good way to store food.
Oh, sure. But...
Spazzarella.
Yes. But what I mean is, I don't think you've had these things for the, like, year is necessary to make a hard cheese.
Oh, no.
You're right. I do want to say that Cody insulted my joke and personality trait of Sully adding it so much, and we have done it frequently in his new game, so I'm saying that's a win for me.
Longevity.
It's just a lose for me. It's not a win for you. It's just a lose for me. All right. Anything else that anyone wants to do with the council or with Lance before he leaves?
I don't think so.
No.
Like, I have things, I just don't think they'll be helpful. Just real quick, we don't have to, it doesn't have to be in character. Is there, you want to hit me with a list? I don't want you to miss anything that might be relevant.
The thing that I want to know is, like, are his people, like, just robots? Or, like, if he's genetically modifying them so that they're, like, weird, super social, docile creature things?
Cool, yeah. How do you want to find that out?
I have no idea of a way I can do that without, like...
Okay, let me explain this to you, right? This is a heist moment, right? Like, Cody, the GM, goes, that's not an unreasonable thing to try to do. I think asking him that straight up, right, is, like, not gonna work. That's fair. But if you have this question, that might be something that, like, he's just in town right now, right? So, like, you could...
Do they have helmets on, like,
yeah,
Helldivers helmets?
Yes.
Can I set up a Rube Goldberg machine to crack their visor so they can't see out of it, so they have to take their helmet off?
If you tell me how you do that and how you use your team of friends to do that, I will never say no. You know what I mean? I will yes and that to oblivion, but you gotta tell me how you do that. That isn't just straight up assault, unless you want to do assault.
I'm not good at this. I can't just list 4 random items and then pull them together like you can, Cody.
I'm just saying, it's not a bad idea. I don't want to discourage it, but you do have to tell me how you do it.
I want to have a strategically placed medium-sized rock and then a builder beetle to fuse his shoe to the ground from burrowing underneath him so that when he tries to step, he just face plants.
Okay, that's hilarious.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Because they don't know about the builder beetles either. If they just like step in something that looks like cement, like
Yeah,
Builder beetles obey.
and it's like instant dries.
it would stick their foot really quickly. All right, so I'll say you discuss this. Make me a roll for this. Like, this would be like
Plotting with Teti.
whatever you use to control Teti.
Could I use a distracting?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That feels like, yeah. You could.
That feels like the best one I have. Like the other ones, like I could try to make a case, but that feels like the most legitimate.
Are you doing this when he's in a public space or when he's in private?
Public.
Like, what I'm saying is he's walking through town, right? Imagine he's walking through a town. There's times when he's not in a crowd of people, and there's times when he is. They are always behind him.
I want to do public, and if he doesn't take his helmet off immediately, I want to follow.
Okay. Roll me the check, and then you're going to make me a stealth check. And that's going to be opposed.
Well, the distracting was a 2.
Okay. And now roll me a stealth check.
That was a 2.
Okay. This guy is walking behind Lance, and then Teti and his builder beetles don't do a great job in this case. Don't do bad. So, like, a beetle kind of, like, pops its little head up and basically just drops the earth out from under him. So there's clearly, like, a big frickin' bug right under this guy's foot. And then it was like, ah! And it was like, fell straight forward. And then like a rock just like poked out of the ground pretty obviously. And his helmet like smashes on it, right? And, his visor cracks. And then like without breaking stride, he basically just kind of gets up and keeps walking, leaving the boot stuck in the ground. When that happens, when his face hits the ground, you can see that like Lance kind of like jumps, looks behind him, and just keeps walking through the crowd like nothing happened. And you said you follow, right?
Yeah.
So we'll end with you kind of like slinking through the crowd after them as they just keep walking back basically to the edge of town to get on their cart and leave. I'll say this is after he's gone to Fred and picked up his sword. Or his hatchet, whatever. Machete.
I don't want to wait a week to find out what bad decisions I've made.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Wanderlust. Music for this show is credited down below. If you like this campaign, you can find more of our shows at the Wandering Gamer website or on Podbean. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links in the description. Now bear in mind, in the wilds, some wander to get lost, and some wander to find themselves.